And good morning, people. Welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. We've just gone through a psychological evaluation in Maruki's palace, where if you could choose the correct answers, which I did not each and every time, apparently, you do get actually rewarded. It's not really that much. Yes, I went back, I checked. You get, I think I've got the items already that you actually get. Yeah, you get a stronger lift S and a harder core or AccuSpeed S. Not really exactly what I want, at least for the first two. The last one is fairly okay, but I have plenty of them, and it's a bead chain. I have 7. I shouldn't need any more than that. But going back through it did actually get me thinking. And it's about Maruki's, no, wrong person. Maruki's sort of intent here. Because it does actually lead you down a slightly different path, and we'll be seeing that in just a moment. In the end, you actually can't do anything down that path, and you have to go down the path we're actually we were actually following with the answers we gave. It's just slightly different, but it actually got me thinking. Maruki is asking for, through this psychological evaluation, if someone needs counselling and further sort of conforming. And you know what it made me think about? Changing everyone to his way of thinking. Just one single way of thinking. Maruki's. Everyone else goes through psychological rebalancing to make it that one way of thinking. I think therein we see the issue with this. There is only one right answer to this psychological examination. Maruki's. Everyone else must be brought round to conform to his way of thinking. There can be no other way, and therein lies the evil. We need to do something about that.
Hang on, I'm getting ready!
So let's move on.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Well,
they sort of look like those brain hats that you can find around in some strange locations. Yeah, and there's that gate over there.
I have something.
Let's go have a look at it, shall we?
Wait!
Post-treatment patients. Please pass through the glowing gate. Your paradise awaits you on the other side. These are the people who have already been treated.
What?
So we aren't getting through that gate because we haven't been treated. Let's actually go back a little bit through this door. There's a vent here. We're actually going through it. This will take us back into the test room. This
Joker, there's a chest. Let's open it.
is where you would come out if you do the correct answer for option D. Or the third question, which is option D. Actually change society, using the powers to change society, just like the Phantom Thieves. Everything else leads to where we went. However, even if you get all three questions correct to how Maruki is thinking, there's a portal thing here, you can still not go through it. Basically, it tells you, congratulations on conforming to what we think However, you were lying. Go do the correct options. You can't go through here no matter what. And well, that's why this fantasy is to take you back. You can either go back the way you came and do another option, or you can just go through here into the actual counselling area. I'm going to stick with the options I chose, which was A, B. Although D is really the correct answer for Joker, I'm still going to go B. The actual correct options are B, C, and then D. If you want to get the items. So there you go. Anyways, let's move on. Now that we've got into the counselling room, here's the locked door. That door is locked for a good reason, actually. It's so you don't skip ahead. What about down here? Looks like we've got our sort of barrier boss. Is everyone okay here? Yes, I do believe we're still fine. The enemy that is coming up against, we're coming up against, is actually Cert. So ice is the best way, but he does use fire attacks. So bringing in Yusuke isn't a bad idea, I suppose. He does have evade fire. Yeah, well, let's bring him in for Haru. And bring in Makoto so we can hit any technicals with nuclear damage.
Huh? What?
But this is the counselling room. You can see it's not exactly counselling, more as in changing the way people think with whatever devices they've got on their head.
Joker. Yes.
To be honest, I don't know if this has the same weakness. It likely doesn't.
It's strong.
No.
Use anything but fire skills.
It doesn't have the ice weakness, but it's likely still possibly susceptible to
Awaiting orders.
being frozen.
I'll use my persona.
So let us defense up.
Let's go.
Since I am up against something that's fire-based, I am going to switch to Cert as well. And we're going to go one-shot kill. See if we can hit some criticals.
You missed?
Oh, you also have that as well, don't you?
Don't move around or you'll make it worse.
Really should debilitate this thing. That's a little bit too expensive for that sort of thing, though.
What's my next move?
Let's go with that.
Persona, you're mine.
Might actually be better to... that's going to be a technical.
Skull's in trouble.
What? What?
Skull, are you
Let's go.
okay? Keep an eye on your health.
Prepare yourself.
I think I'm taking out Skull for Noir.
I'm beat. Back it up.
Noir, front and center. Persona.
I really shouldn't have used the President's Insight then, but
Super move. Ultra charge.
that works just as well. Yeah, let's debilitate you. Let's make sure you're not doing actual damage.
Persona.
This is a part of me.
Oh wow. Yeah. Noir, can you do that again, please? She's... Oh yeah. Oracle's charge effect actually lasts a whole lot longer, doesn't it?
Ready, Joker. This enemy is tough, and electric attacks won't work on it.
We'll just guard with you.
Let's go.
Yeah, this fight isn't really that dangerous. I'm just sort of playing it a little bit
Ooh, Joker, you're looking cool.
not optimal. Really,
There's that torch.
one-shot kill seems to be like the I win button. Especially when I can up Haru's critical or chance and Noir's critical chance and attack power through charge. Yeah. And when I actually fight some enemies that don't resist physicals, which seems to be every single one at the moment, Yuji and Skull and Fox are going to have a field day. Magic just seems to be for hitting technicals right now.
Come on, let's go.
which I'm not sure I'm a fan of. It just seems that it's just not worth it. Anyways, we've got another door here. How do adolescents react when they are close to another who is more talented than themselves?
Joker.
We are not prepared to answer that question because we haven't seen the tape yet. So let's go over to the door and have a read or have a look at it. Actually, I didn't want to do that change. I actually still want Yusuke and Makoto in the team.
Oh.
There's no tape in the player or nearby.
It's somewhere.
So we need to go find that tape. And that's why the door over there is locked, because you have to go past that door to see the tape. If you actually came through this door, it's perfectly accessible, you can go through it. You'll be told to go back and actually go into that room to check the videotape. But we now know that there's no actual tape there. And here's the reason why I still want Yusuke and Fox and Queen available.
Hey.
We've got some Fafnirs to take on.
It's somewhere.
There's a strong-looking shadow. Stay focused.
Show me your true form.
Okay, they are taken out. Excellent. So we can now change our team back. Right, time to open some doors. There is a way up the top, but from what I've gathered, there isn't actually anything up here. It's just a bit of scaffolding. Although, hello, I hadn't seen you before. Chewing soul? Sure.
I can feel it.
Chewing soul isn't great. It's good, but it's not the be all and end all. But yeah, nothing really essentially up here except just to move across the area and maybe avoid the strong shadows if you need to. No, I'm not doing that. This door's locked. Somehow the enemies inside don't hear us and decide to move on. However, every other room should be open.
I'll reveal your true form.
And almost all of them have enemies in.
Let's go.
Feeling about that one?
All right. Okay, we're done. Let's go. I can see it.
This really isn't the one I want to be in first. Actually a very good reason for it. Because this one's actually the last one I want to go into. Obviously, the one that's got the locked door is going to have the item we need. So let's go over to the other side, shall we? I really should have remembered that. Oh, hello.
Show me your true form.
Nice to meet you too.
Now's our chance. Hiding something from us?
All right. I can see it.
Done already? How disappointing.
So let's actually rummage through the shelving, shall we? These document boxes, for the most case, don't have anything in them, except an item sort of like that.
There's a treasure chest. I'll reveal your true form.
I was aiming for the chainsaw, but I'll take that as well.
Surprise attack successful. Now just don't lose. That was fast. I'm getting sleepy with nothing to do.
Okay, what's in this one?
Oh.
A relax gel. Woo. That what? Removes paralysis? Amrita soda though. Non-special ailments for all allies. Oh, rage, despair, brainwash, fear, confusion for one ally. Actually, that's not too bad, I suppose. Huh. That's better than I thought. Kills all non-special allies, basically Amrita shower. So, yeah. Could come in handy since I don't have a whole lot of ailment cleanse.
Show me your true form.
Now's our chance.
You are confused. I would rather have you dizzy because I can only actually affect one of them like that. But this fight's over.
Team and set. Good work, everyone.
Okay. No match for me.
Alright, so do we have...
I can feel it.
Ah. Hello there. This one does, yeah, it does have a path. But again,
Focus.
I wasn't even looking for this. I just saw that when looking around, so... Those particular diary notes are very well hidden, I would say.
Oh.
I might even have missed a couple. A bead? I'll take that. I've used a fair amount and... Oh. Wait, isn't that room that was locked? And they're going to relock the door. Looks like the shadows are getting a little bit more smarter.
There's a strong one there. What should we do?
I'll reveal your true form.
I didn't change teams. Oh well.
Let's go.
Successful. Now just don't lose.
That's what these are for.
I wasn't strong enough. An enemy's frozen. Let's shatter in one strike. Violet retreat going in.
I'm actually surprised that worked without Mikoto being right there for this. Maybe it's slashes or actually charge. That's why I got this particular persona. Yeah, I had the fusion alarm. I made use of it.
You have something
go.
to hit their weakness? Well, guess not.
This particular one's trait is triples the effects of charge and concentrate. Let's use charge, shall we? Apparently it's already in effect though. Let's actually...
You're mine.
Defeated. Right, Joker.
Losers.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's actually use it. It might actually... Huh. I wonder if that actually makes it so that if you've got charge in you, it's much more effective no matter what happens. Because that definitely did a whole lot more damage than it should have done.
Okay.
That might be the case actually. Change back to you. So Futsunushu could be a whole lot of help. Also having that pupil for extra criticals as well as the technicals and triple effects of charge and concentrate. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I also do have send out from. You might have already seen it while I was going through things. This actually has no purpose other than fusing later. Straight up. There is no other purpose for it. And to put it into my what's it called? Into my list of personas that I've actually gained, I'm somewhere at like 82%. If I can get 100% before the
See it.
thing is over, that's amazing. Anyway, yep, they did relock the door, so we've got to find another way, and that's what this is for actually.
Oh.
Well, not this particular box, but there's not even anything in that one. But up here is a hole. We're going through it and we're going to be able to get into this large room. I believe one of these enemies, there were two enemies in here before and now there's one.
I found a chest. What do you want to do, Joker?
Never mind, there's no enemies in here now. They both decided to exit.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Starry Wisdom Fest, which also reminds me, because I seem to be forgetting things, this is going on to Joker, by the way. Magic plus 5, straight upgrade in defenses. The only one that really makes use of magic is Joker. Ryuji, no point for it. Sorry, Skull doesn't really make use of it. Yusuke does with his Bufudine, but I'm really using it for more freeze tactics than the actual skill itself. And Crow, I haven't really made use of lately. At least Joker, I'm using magic. The other item I did get during my time with the fusion alarm is actually something I'm putting on Samari, onto Violet. The High Archangel Bra, this was done by itemizing Shirosha during the fusion alarm. It's high electric damage plus. I think it's a little bit better than the magic plus one, considering Violet is more physical based. So finally I've actually equipped that. Other than that, let's actually pick up the item we came here for.
Oh,
The old videotape.
See it.
Where that last shadow that came out, that second strong shadow, went to, I cannot tell you. It's just completely disappeared off the face of this map. Let's also open this door just to open it. And let's go watch this video.
I have something.
Wonder what we'll see this time. Likely not.
So, you're Sumire Yoshizawa, huh? I'm Dr. Maruki. I'll be your counselor. First of all, thank you for coming to see me.
yes. Thank you for seeing me. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what to discuss. I only came here today because my parents wanted me to.
That's fine. So, do you want to just chat until our time's up then?
Chad, huh?
Of course. It's not really possible for us to talk about things you don't want to discuss anyway. I've also got some sweets and some salty snacks there. Feel free to have at them.
Oh yes, thank you so much.
So, let's start with, how about, what'd you eat for lunch yesterday? I'll go first. The other day, a friend of mine gave me a ton of apples. I've grown tired of just eating them by themselves. Yesterday, I thought, why not try using them as a meal ingredient? So, I tried making an apple dish for lunch. But that didn't turn out too hot. What do you think I ended up making?
I have no clue.
Shrimp and chili sauce. With apples. You know how sweet and sour pork can have pineapple in it? I was going for that, but...
Sounds like it didn't work for you. Apples do make for good ingredients, though. If you grate them, you can make a surprisingly versatile sauce. I use it in plenty of my food. It's pretty nutritious and good for digestion.
You cook, Yoshizawa-san? I'm impressed that you care so much about nutrition. You must be really on top of things.
I'm just active, that's all. I'm a gymnast. My coach has told me more than once to be conscious of everything I eat.
I see. How's practice going for you? Has it been rough lately?
It has been rough. I mean, it's nothing I can't handle, but it's not going well. I don't even know what I want to do anymore.
Sorry to hear it. Do you enjoy gymnastics?
I'm not even sure of that. My older sister and I made a promise. We'd both compete and win the biggest gymnastics awards in the world. But she passed away. She protected me from a car. I stole Kasumi's dream away from her. I can't do it anymore. I can't just go on like this. If Kasumi were here instead, I know she'd make her dream come true. Only Kasumi could have done it. No matter how long I try to compete, it's not going to change anything. I'm sorry.
There's no need for you to apologize in here. If there's something you need to get off your chest, please do so.
Sometimes I can't help but think things would have been better if I were Kasumi Yoshizawa. After all, just wishing to make her dream come true does nothing for her in reality.
Making dreams come true, huh? Well, I don't think your train of thought is strange at all, Yoshizawa-san. In fact, wanting to become somebody else isn't necessarily an entirely bad thing.
You think so?
Everyone is capable of changing themselves. Your imagination's your only limit. That's why, if you aspire to be more like another person, it's actually possible. Thought exercises like, would that person do this? Or realizations like, that person wouldn't do that. These sorts of thoughts can lead people to change themselves in ways that more closely mirror the target person. Can you still imagine what your sister was like?
Yes.
If your sister were in your shoes, what do you think she'd do?
Well, she wouldn't cry. If she had the time to do that, she'd just practice more instead. Dr. Maruki, I want to become Kasumi.
I know. And I'm sure you can too. Just believe in yourself. How about it? Are you feeling any better now?
Yes. I feel like a weight's been lifted off of me. You're amazing, Doctor.
It's no big deal. Still, it seems like my counseling approach does some good after all.
All right. I'm not sure how to put it, but I feel like I've been reborn all over again.
Really? I'm very glad to hear it. Feel free to drop by again sometime, should anything come up. We can even just have a chat, like today.
Thank you. Then we could pick up where we left off talking about...
Something the matter?
Now that I think about it, I'm not any good at cooking. I don't know why I said those things earlier. My younger sister's the one who was really great at it.
That's right. Kasumi Yoshizawa.
Yes? What is it?
Oh, nothing. I'm so glad I was able to help you. Good luck with your training.
Right. I'll do my best. For Sumire's sake and mine. Was that... Yes. It was a counseling session I had with Dr. Maruki. It was just after Kasumi... After my sister passed away. From that moment on, I lived my life really believing I was Kasumi.
It was all due to the rewriting of your cognition. His actualization, as we've started calling it.
Okay, but I've been wondering something. So, it was only Sumire who believed that she was Kasumi, right? I assumed someone in your family or one of your friends would have noticed you going by the wrong name right away.
Well, I can certainly remember being called Kasumi by everyone else, too.
It might be more accurate to say you misheard or misunderstood the name you were being called. Like everyone kept calling you Sumire, but your cognition made you hear it as Kasumi.
So that's why nobody thought it was weird, including her folks and herself. Damn. This must be part of the whole salvation nonsense Maruki's trying to pull over on us.
That memory may have been kept here in video form because he truly does wish for Violet to be happy with life.
I admit, I really did feel saved in that moment when I became Kasumi, but at the same time, I ran from my life as Sumire. I'm genuinely grateful for what Dr. Maruki did for me, but I'm done running. Let's get going.
Again, that question comes round. At least the one I had before, why didn't he just make it that Kazumi didn't die? And I think I've actually got my answer. He didn't have that power quite at that moment. because it definitely seems that when he actually first met up with Sumire, he was just sort of getting into the limits of his power. He didn't quite have the ability to actually rewrite reality as he does now. If he did it again now, though, it's likely he would, because he has that ability. But back then he didn't, so that actually answers the sort of question and query I had of then. We have now watched that video then, so we should be able to answer the question for this door. Let's go see what it's asking us, shall we? How do many adolescents react when they are close to another who is more talented than themselves? This question is all based on Sumire and Kazumi by wishing to be that person.
Well...
Yeah, definitely not exactly expected that. So let's move up and onwards into probably one of the strangest areas that I've seen, the Twilight Corridor. We are very close to the treasure, and you might remember last time I was talking about the machines having colours on them and being a puzzle that might have been in the original. I wasn't too far wrong, I suppose. I never actually got... I actually just remembered after I finished that part is this actual palace was never in the original. Silly me. So, but it was a precursor to what is coming up. We are using those panels, we are changing colours, and we are opening the path because of it. Yeah. Also, so yeah, one of the strangest areas that I've seen in this game compared to a whole lot of others. Most others are based in a bit of reality. This one is pretty much out of a dream.
What?
We are very close to the treasure. This actual area is the last area we have to do. The will seed is here, but we've got to get through it, and there's no actual safe room in this area. There's one after this, and there's one before this in the room we just came from, but there's no actual safe room in this section. And this is actually going to take a while to get through. There's this one here, which you have to make sure you're doing correct. The first couple aren't that bad, actually. It's just doing an introduction. It's when you get to this one where it gets very, very intricate. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to save, I'm going to make use of the fusion alarm again, if I feel I want something from that. I actually have something in mind. And then next time I will meet you back here, ready to go through this final puzzle room of the game. It's intricate, the will seed is here, the treasure is just beyond here. So until then, have a wonderful day, have lots of fun. Goodbye.